not relying on opinions is good, and instead you're relying on data. What kind of data are you looking at?
So we look at a bunch of data. Technical analysis is pretty much one of the biggest things. And then we do quantitative analysis too as well. A lot of people might not have heard of quantitative analysis, but I learned about quantitative analysis from a gentleman named Jim Simons. Not that, I've ever met him directly. He doesn't know who I am, but there was a book about him and that really intrigued me. And I saw a lot of interviews on him. And this guy's a multi-billionaire. I think he's worth $16 billion. And he was a guy that came out and said back in the 1980s, 1970s, 1980s, and he said, the stock market is not random. It's all about finding patterns. And so what he did was he decided to hire a lot of mathematicians, statisticians, and physicists to help him come up with formulas that would be able to detect patterns in the market, all kinds of patterns, whether it's fundamental, technical, all kinds of stuff. Okay. And then when you're able to see certain amount of patterns show up over and over and add statistics to it, it becomes quantitative analysis, so to speak. Long story short, he created that. And then he started realizing with his model that he created, his algorithms on a computer, supercomputer that he built, that they would only take trades that have a high probability of success because the patterns have occurred over and over and over and over again. And they would never trade anything that is random. And that literally was what got me into saying, wow, okay, what are some things that we can see? We've heard about all the indicators, the stochastic, the MACD, the RSIs, the moving averages. We've heard them all. But the question is, what patterns are we looking at, but we're not really paying attention to? And one of the examples that I try to give people, I usually tell people, and people who are listening, not you, but people who are listening, I'll say, what is the color of a stop sign in America? And most people would say it's red and white. And I say, how many corners do they have? And they'll say, well, and this is where it gets challenging. Some people would say 6. I guess some people say 5. Some people say 8. And then I said, okay, good. And then I said, how many corners does a yield sign have? And they'll say, oh, 3. Everybody gets that right. And then I asked them, I said, what color is the yield sign? And almost everybody says it's yellow and black. And I said, the answer is wrong. The yield sign has never been yellow and black since 1972. It's been red and white, just like the stop sign. And I literally get people come back and say, that's impossible. No. And I said, go check. I said, I bet you $1,000 if you go down the street today, you will see a yield sign in red and white. So the question is, how is it that since 1972, we haven't had a yellow and black yield sign, but even till today, there are people still saying it's yellow and black. Something that's been staring us in the face every single corner that we approach all around America, and it was there, but we didn't really pay attention. We didn't really open our eyes to see it. And that's how I see technical analysis and these indicators and these patterns. It's like they're there. They're staring us in the face, but we haven't really taken the time to understand which patterns occur over and over and when do they occur, or in some cases, why they occur. And once you understand those things, then you start seeing these patterns a whole lot more. And pretty much that's what we do. So it's all kinds of stuff, but just understanding certain patterns that occur with some of these indicators and technical analysis stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I wish you would have asked me. You should have put me on the spot and asked me what color yield sign is, because I'm curious if I would have got that right. I'm thinking about it in my mind. I might have said yellow. It's very
Interesting.
possible.
See,
Yeah,
I didn't want to
pretty
put you on the
interesting.
spot.